What is going on, everybody? This is Jay here from Maji and Jay, and now that we just saw the quick unboxing between the Goophone Note 8 and also the Samsung Galaxy Note 8 from T-Mobile, we can obviously tell that the boxes are very different, as well as the accessories. They're not identical, and the way they pack things are very different as well. As a matter of fact, here this box looks more like the Samsung Galaxy Note 7, with the exception that they just changed it to an 8. And then this is the original box. We know that already. We have seen it from time to time, and that's why I decided to expedite the unboxing portion of the video, because we have seen it many times in the past, and we at this time can distinguish between the fake and the real one. Now keep in mind that the Chinese are constantly working on perfecting these replicas, so don't be surprised if you all of a sudden see a replica with the box here on the left hand side. But anyways, getting a look at these two devices, on the right hand side we have the fake, on the left we have the original. Now we can obviously tell here by just looking at the cameras that the lenses on this one obviously are of very good quality, but when we compare it here with the fake one, this one is the real camera and we have a fake camera, so it doesn't have dual cameras. Also, the heart rate sensors are very different. This one looks of a much better quality, and this one looks fake and cheap. And also the LED lights are very different. Just look how this one is surrounded with some sort of white trim, and this one is a true LED light. So you guys can see that yes, the difference is very clear on there. And also the fingerprint scanner on this one is fake, but just look at the design, it's very different. But now this is only noticeable if you have an original one side by side. So the way you can tell if you're buying an original or fake as of right now is if you get a case and you try to fit it on this fake one, it's going to be too big, because again this one is a lot shorter than the original one and also thicker at the same time. So cases will not fit, and that's the best way right now that you can tell if you're buying a real device or a fake one. So getting a look here at the body, talking about it right now, we can see that the volume rockers all locate exactly on the same position, or almost on the same position. But then again, the bottom side here is a little bit bigger on the original device. Then on the top here we have the SIM trays. Now this is hard to tell because they look almost identical, with the exception that the real one is a little bit wider and the fake one is a little bit narrower, as you guys can tell right here. But we do have there the secondary microphones and such. On the right side we got the power keys. Now this one, the fake, looks a little bit more beat up, but in reality it's just that it had like a cushion located around the power key, just to save it from the box accidentally turning it on, and then by the time you get it, it'll be dead. So that was more like a protective cover, but it is very annoying to take it out. As a matter of fact, you may need something like Go Gone or some sort of chemical to remove the adhesive completely here from around the button. On the bottom side here we have the charging port, USB Type-C. We got the headphone jacks, as well as the main microphones and the loudspeaker. Now when it comes here to the S Pen, you can easily tell which one is the real one and which one is the fake by just trying to click on it. On the original you have that clicking mechanism that makes it very nice and comfortable to remove it, and on the fake one is not going to have it. As a matter of fact, you have to stick your nail here on the side, pull it out, and that's how you're going to be able to use it. It is made of aluminum. It does have a fake button on here that doesn't do anything, and then of course on the original device it's going to be very different. As a matter of fact, I think it's a little bit longer, but at least, you know, they try to do their best to replicate it. You guys can see here clearly that they're not a one-to-one. And also on the original here we have the Samsung logo, I believe, here on the other side, and yes, there it is. And now on the fake one, it doesn't have it. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but it doesn't have it. Now keep in mind that the Chinese can add it very easily, so don't go by, you know, the Samsung logo, just go by the clicking sound. If it doesn't click, it is definitely a fake. Now the battery on the fake one is only about 2,600 milliamps, so it's not very powerful. But surprisingly, the operating system is quite stable. I didn't find any major issues. But now here on the boot animation, you guys can tell how the Samsung Galaxy Note 8 original reacted very quickly, and on the fake one it takes longer, and also the boot animation lasts less. Now, like I said before, it does have a fake fingerprint, so it will simulate like you're adding the fingerprint to it, but when you get to test it, you can use it with pretty much any finger. I guess it has like a sensor or something on the back that every time you touch it, it would just sense that, well, there's an object on there, but it's not really reading your fingerprints. So anyways guys, let me just go ahead and unlock here my original Samsung Galaxy Note 8. Here you can see all the similarities of the applications, the same rounded design. Look at the phone apps. They look very close, with the exception of the contacts apps that are quite different. We have the browsers here. This one says browser, and on the original it says internet. So now here, let's go ahead and get started by checking out the notifications of each device, or the quick toggles. And here you guys can notice how on the original one you can go a lot lower with a lot more options, and on the fake one it's just going to move from side to side and you only have a few options. But now you do have the option here to go directly into settings. Let's do the same thing here on the original Samsung Galaxy Note 7, and here you guys can see that yes, they look quite similar, but now if you take a closer look here at the fonts, they are quite different. Just look here at connections. On the fake one it says connect. Look at sounds and vibration. This one says sound and notification. It doesn't even have the S on it. Display, they look quite similar. Okay, but again, if you have one side by side, you can easily tell the difference. Let's go here into, let's say, routine management, I think, and there we can see the operating system. Let's go here into general management, or actually I think I did wrong. Let me just go all the way to the bottom here. Let's go into about device. Now here you can see that the Android version on this one I think is fake. It's actually the Android Marshmallow. Okay, it is not the Android Nougat as it is claiming to be right here. And then on the Note 8 from T-Mobile, of course, we have the Real Software 7.1.1. And yes, guys, I mean, but overall, this one looks very cool. It doesn't have the swipe option, so if I try to swipe down, it won't take me here to the app drawer like we see on the real Samsung Galaxy Note 8. And now here, I want to show you quickly the S Pen. If I take it out, you guys can see that actually it's giving us here an option, which is really cool. But we don't have the same selections as we do here from the original device. Let me go ahead and get the S Pen. First of all, let me enter here my fingerprint. You guys can see that this one is obviously a lot different. Just look at the qualities. I mean, I can even click it here with my finger. You guys can see that yes, they look similar, but again, very different at the same time. You can add shortcuts just like on the original device. And I believe we have a Bixby button here. If I click on it, it'll take me to this screen right here. It's just a fake version of Bixby. And on the real device, it'll give you some nice animation, as you guys can tell. So yes, they are trying very hard to make a one-to-one replica, but so far, guys, they need a lot of work to do, especially on the display side. We don't have a one-to-one display. Also, the iris scanner is not going to work properly, even though the sensors look very similar here on the top. And also the ear speakers are different. You can see that this one is completely black and this one is chrome, but again, they can change this from time to time, so just don't go by the physical aspects to tell if you have a real one. You also need to check on the software, and that's how you would truly notice that yes, this is a fake device. So let's go ahead and here open some applications so that way you guys can see how close it is. Let's go here into contacts. All the contacts are going to sync properly once you log into the Play Store. We got messages on here. We have the browser. Okay, this is the Chinese browser. And now let's go ahead and check out here the camera. You guys can tell that the quality is very crappy. It does a poor job here focusing. The exposure is absolutely out of hand. The white balance is very off. I would say here the iPhone 10 clone has a much superior camera than this Samsung Galaxy Note 8 fake. The camera, guys, is absolutely terrible. We don't even have that same optical zoom like we get on the original Note 8. So on the camera side is very, very crappy. As a matter of fact, we can do here a quick comparison of the camera. I believe I just opened here the front-facing camera. Let me unlock this. Let me open the camera on here. Let's switch it here to the front-facing camera. And right there, you guys can tell the differences. Very, very different. Let's go ahead and try here the rear-facing cameras. There we go. And once again, the qualities are not even close. Okay, so here you guys can see that example. We have optical image stabilization on the real one, and on the fake one, it's not going to have optical image stabilization. Also, we have a true dual camera. On the original, we know that already, and on the fake one, it's only going to be one camera. So with that being said, guys, I have to say that this replica deserves a solid 6 out of 10 in terms of rating, at least in my side, and that's because, yes, they tried. They copied the camera quite well, even though the lenses look very differently. They copy many things from the original, but now the size, it is not a one-to-one, so you can't fit the real cases from the original into the fake one. This being said, if you guys have any questions, you know exactly what to do. Just leave your comments below. Like this video, subscribe for more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on my next one.